Anyway, welcome guys to vidme.io. We're just over a week old and things have been going incredibly well. So if you don't know what we are, we're basically a combination of Patreon, Netflix, school games, Mind Valley, YouTube, all in one. That's membership based, and so I'll explain that. And it's pretty cool because it's giving content creators, master class instructors, teachers, um, you name it, gamers, the whole everything that everybody's used to. And if you had access to a lot of these classes or behind the scenes access to some of these musicians, artists that's coming, it would cost you thousands and thousands of dollars a month. Um, I, my wife and I were just on a course on Mind Valley again today, and I was looking at some of the ones that we actually bought for our kids. And uh, I think just the Incredible Teens ones was like $300. And so what's cool here is $34.99, $1.15 a day. You have access to life-changing courses and a community you're going to participate in. There's going to be a lot more community events starting this week, which I'll explain to you starting Saturday what we're going to do. But you can see the platform here, guys. We're just getting started. Like I said, the whole goal was to build out the platform. We launched officially July 1. Now it's building out content. You're going to see a lot more come. And user-generated content, meaning what people creators are used to, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, should be in July here, where people can upload and create their own channels. Right now, we're curating them. People are sending them. We're selecting them. But you're going to see that just explode here once user-generated content goes live, which will be fun. And then it'll be, you name it. If you have an interest in something and you want to create a channel, and you'll be able to do it, which is fun. But basically, I'm going to show you a school just so you get an idea, because some people don't understand, and maybe Mind Valley too. But think about Netflix. If you could create a membership where you had access to all of it forever, but if you wanted to um, connect with the artists, the behind the scenes cinematographers, etc., those channels be on there, and you can have access to do it. Basically, and I'm going to show you school. What Tom Ballou's saying. Tom Ballou built $1 billion company with Quest Nutrition. Now he has a very successful podcast, and and I've shared in the past. He's saying if you don't go and create something special where you can create something between the end user, the consumer of the content, that's most people, 99.9% of the people on YouTube, Instagram, etc. They're not creators. They just consume it. But he said AI is getting so good that you got to separate yourself if these people still want to monetize, and basically create things that are exclusive for that audience where they can connect with that audience directly. And it doesn't have to be difficult stuff. It's, uh, you know, live, authentic content is what everybody's after right now. And those are the things that are really growing. But here's school. And basically, you could create a channel on school if you wanted to do a boo, this bodybuilder, $129. Tom Ballou, if you wanted to be this business roundtable, it's $119 a month. If you want to go to pickleball school, it's $39 a month. Calligraphy school, $9. So you get access to that community, or the lady change for pre and post menopausal, peri and post. Um, $49 a month. I guarantee you, all these subjects will be handled on Vidme pretty soon. Because if there's an interest in it, somebody will go create a channel. And what's cool about Vidme is you'll have access to all of it, guys, for $34.99. And so you'll have access to all the different content creators, um, you name it. Now, a couple things we wanted to do differently that I think are really cool is from the beginning, when Chris Miller, our partner, came, and when he came to us, I think the initial idea when we started having conversations was last September. Um, and we were just kind of bantering around like, hey, what could we do? Everybody knows that the creator economy is booming, meaning people are getting ridiculously strong deals to create a podcast, to create content on the internet. Most people think the creator economy will be 500 billion by 2027, 2 years. I think it'll be go over that, to be honest with you. And so it's a huge gold rush. If you can create community and sticky eyeballs where people want to stick around, it's worth a lot. Like the Kelsey brothers, they had a couple million people and they got $100 million podcast deal. Everybody's heard about Mr. Beast, I think. He gets 100 million for one series on Amazon now for one, because he's created this huge audience. And here's what's really cool. You get all that, you get access to life-changing content, etc. I'll talk about the community here a little bit, but for one price, but we also have a life-changing affiliate program, in my opinion. It's so simple, which I'll walk you through, meaning this. It's the most lucrative way, I think, for the average person that has no idea to make money on the internet to make money on the internet, if they desire to. If they just want to be a consumer, I think it's worth it for $34.99. For instance, this Saturday right here at this channel, guys, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain, I'll be doing a group creative visualization. What is that? It's a guided meditation, creative visualization, whatever you want to call it. That alone, if people tie in, because we've done this, my wife just walked in. We haven't seen her for all day. She just picked up our daughter from the airport, and she's been gone 2 weeks. Yeah. um, we've been doing this for a long time and helped so many people. It's really not that big a deal. In fact, um, if that's all people did, I think it would be worth it, because let me just give you kind of an example. um, some of you guys may have heard of Brad Jacobs or not. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's built several multi-billion-dollar companies, but this book called How to Make a Few Billion Dollars. Now, some of you guys may not be interested in making a few billion dollars. We know that Vidme is going to do that, so that's kind of interesting to us. But here's what he says. Every single one of them. Here's the first chapter, the most important chapter he says in here is you need to think differently and rearrange your brain through visualization. Pretty fascinating, isn't it? And he says, uh, if you have a burning passion to make enormous amounts of money in business, great. Or if you want to just turbocharge your success, whether you're an athlete, the arts, politics, philanthropy, or any other part of your life, number one is how to rearrange your brain. And it's fascinating. Here's what it says. Basically what we're going to do on Saturdays, if people would plug in. And I guarantee you, if you follow the process, people are not that difficult. They've just really been never taught how to do it. And so he says this, he says, number one thing is to operate in love. Now, people don't even know what that is. We'll be talking about that, but it's basically not judgmental. And he says, if you want to really create a lot of money, one of the subchapters of Rearrange Your Brain, it says, leave judgment at the door. Again, I think most people, it's so simple, have no idea what that is. Judgment is this. It's your analytical mind. It's the least powerful part of your brain, yet that's what most of you use 99% of the time. And the analytical part is, this is good, this is bad, this is too much, this isn't enough. And he says, if you want to do that, if you're critical and judgmental, basically you're only hurting yourself, because everybody's connected. Everybody's connected. And so when you change yourself, when you have negative energy, you actually contract and your life contracts. And so when you're critical of others or judging others or going, hey, this is good, this is bad, versus he calls it love vibes. He starts his day every day with gratefulness. Here's why I'm so grateful. Here's why I love this. And he goes, if I ever have an issue with somebody or something, versus criticizing them or um, or finding fault in them, which is the judgment, analytical mind, is he goes, I write out a piece of paper and I talk about all the things I'm grateful for about who they are in my life. And he goes, it blows these people away, because they're used to being critical. Now, I remember that's one thing that you should consider too. Some people are like, when they and you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying, if you want your life to actually skyrocket, you might want to participate in this and learn from a lot of the teachers on here, as well as like some of the group meditations, like we're starting this Saturday. Um, but uh, this is an old adage. My mom said it. You've probably heard this before, but she says this. She says, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. Meaning this is, why would you ever I don't understand. Barb and I have never made a critical or low rating on anybody. My kids know this now. Like when we get an Uber or we get service, um, everybody responds to love, not criticism. You can't help uh, create something positive. Negative energy could never create positive energy. It's so simple, guys. But you've probably been taught by people your whole life, like, yeah, this is good. Leave a negative review. Do this. You think you're doing constructive criticism. One of the other things we're going to do is radical books that'll change your life. Things they wish they would have taught you in school. We're going to be doing a whole channel on that. And if you do it, your life just transforms, which is pretty cool. So enough on that. But I would just question that. My kids know that is like if they can't give like the Uber driver, my kids go, if they can't give them a five, don't rate them because all you're doing, if you're being critical, you're adding negative energy. Who's it affecting? You. People don't realize that. My wife's shaking her head because everybody thinks they're doing somebody a favor by constructive criticism. There's nothing constructive about negative energy, period. It's so simple. But anyway, enough of that. I'm just telling you, the community itself, I think, is going to be really, really cool. So you get access to all these different trainers, etc. Now, um, if you log in, whoever sent you here, they have a link. We're working on videos as we speak, guys. I haven't heard from Chris yet today. He was working on it again today, but that you'll be able to right now. When you click on the main video, you can click on that, hit share through Facebook, etc. The other channels right now, you can share them, but they'll have them become a subscriber before they can watch it. So that we're working on that, guys. Like I said, we're only a week old. Now we're really starting to crush the platform with content and making it really cool. But here's what I would do is if you log in and become a member, when you log in, you'll end up here, this affiliate dashboard. Now, there's a couple links that you can use. One is affiliate intro link. If you copy that link, I'm just going to go here and show you, paste and go. It takes you more to the affiliate side. We'll have like some of the videos that we'll share for the average person. We'll have videos that you can share to a content creator if they already have a large audience on social media, etc. So that's what that brings them to. If you want the platform referral link, it brings you to where we were as far as the platform. Um, I've got too many windows open. So it brings you basically right back to here, where we were the front page. And so anyway, um, back to this dashboard, there's a couple other things that I think are important here. When you can change your affiliate link, we generate one for you initially. It'll be, a bunch of letters and numbers. You can change it to whatever you want. I'm logged in as somebody else here, but because I was checking on them earlier. So if you go to affiliate tools, I want to show you a couple things. If you go to e-wallet, we just added that today. And so you can check, this is our global payout system, guys. If you earned money, if you were part of the pre-launch in June, um, you'll get an email Monday for the payout in June. And so you can see if I know so, like Debbie was interested in how are they going to be paid out if they're in Thailand, the Thailand bot. But you can see basically all these countries is really robust, guys. So you can build this globally if you want. But where's Thailand? Thailand, right here. So they can do domestic bank transfer, wire, PayPal, Bitcoin, gift card, Union Pay, or Visa, an existing Visa, MasterCard, credit or debit. There's a ton of ways to do this. So like I said, if you were pre-launch, if you were beta in June on Monday, you'll get an email. It's basically says, congratulations, set up your wallet. You've earned a commission, and that'll get paid out. You have to specify by Wednesday. It'll be hit your wallet on Thursday. So for July, guys, same thing. By the second Monday, all the commissions will be calculated. You'll get an email at that time say, "Hey, congratulations, you've earned commission income," and it set up your wallet. But this is just a way you can go look at all these per country, and they can see how they can get paid out. It's pretty robust. The other thing I think you're going to want to see here is the presentation PDF. And like I said, we're creating company videos. We were hoping they would be done today, hopefully this week yet, where you can share. And all you can do is just share that. You won't have to share them your affiliate link. And if they connect and go, this is really cool, I want to be a part of this. They'll connect directly to you and you'll get credit for that. So this is just an overview. If you want to use it in the meantime, I'm also recording this. You could share this with people and go. But it's basically more than a platform. Like I said, is one of the things I want to do is do part of these group creative visualizations and meditations. We know what we're doing. We've helped so many people do this. And so if the top billionaires, top CEOs, top athletes in the world all do it, you might want to think about doing it. It's a pretty, it's a pretty standard thing that they all do. And it's not hard. That's what's cool. So we'll have all the fun stuff. We'll have, the gamers and entertainers and artists and athletes and you name it. Like I said, those are going to start coming fast and furious here once we have user generated content. But life transforming content from a lot of the teachers on here already that I would encourage your kids to get involved with. Even just the things that we're going to do with the group meditations or whatever you want to call them, creative visualizations, guys, you'll see your life start to change very quickly. And it doesn't take years, doesn't take a lot of time to be a guru. You basically need to rewire your brain. That's if you read that, How to Make a Few $1 billion, it says the number one thing of all the entrepreneurs he knows, they all learned how to transform how they think. Basically, um, uh, reprogramming their mind for success because most people have been programmed for failure. It's not even your fault. It was probably before you were 7 when you were really programmable between 5 and 7. But here's it's pretty fascinating. It says it's much easier to make a lot of money when you're non-judgmental and in love. And that's a fascinating thing, isn't it? Because most people are very good at this is right, this is wrong, this isn't enough, this is good. Guys, your mind is designed to create life exactly how you want it. And so I would encourage you to participate in that right back here at zoomvidme.io, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain. But we want to positively impact 1 billion people. You cannot positively impact 1 billion people with negative energy. You just can't because negative energy can never create positive. It's pretty simple if you understand basic physics or cognitive behavior of humans. It's pretty interesting. So, like I said, you're going to get all that. All these teachers are ready that for just over $1 a day, it's $1.15 a day or $34.99. And more and more, you're going to have access to courses, podcasts, master classes, lots of community events, etc. Um, you'll see a, a way to interact even on the platform all day with other people on the platform if you want. Here, very shortly, should be in July yet, but you name it. If there's an interest, we'll probably do it. All this shows is other membership-based platforms like School, Patreon. Patreon, same thing. And I'll tell you what sets us apart here from Patreon, but Patreon's pretty cool. It's somebody that you want to have private access to, like my boys love the Sean Ryan show. Every time he talks about thank you for my Patreon members, and he gives you a couple of back-scene things, and basically they can ask a question. He picks one out of how many patrons they have. But basically, it's the same price actually for just one channel, $34.99 for all of ours. So you'll have access to all the community, all the different creators, etc. That would cost you thousands of dollars a month for one price here. And I would just encourage you, once the user generated content's ready here, like should be July, is if there's an interest in something, it's not that difficult to create a channel. Like I know my wife and her friend Kathy, like Kath should do basics of pickleball. It's so popular right now. She should do it. Kath, if you're listening to this, you should do it. Here's another example. Like my daughter and her boyfriend in Wisconsin, they love to thrift. I was like, guys, so they'll make an extra $1,000 a month just thrifting. I was like, show people how to do that. People be fascinated by that. I think they just have fun. And so, or my son Bear, I'll explain here in a minute, does art. He's very successful doing it. But I think, hey, create a channel. And that's kind of what rolls into this next slide as well. You know, Um, some of our creators here with Sid and and Brooke and Aaron. Um, I think the sky's the limit what you're going to see on here. The content is broad as human curiosity itself. You're not pigeonholed into one topic like the other membership-based platforms. You got to pay for each membership. If there's something that people are interested in, I guarantee you somebody's going to create the channel, which is pretty cool. Now, um, like I said before, I'll show you if you want to just be a consumer, that's where it all starts. It's a membership-based platform that we've made ridiculously affordable to go positively impact 1 billion people. And we're going to do it. That's the goal. And we're going to do it. And so, but the creator economy, people making money, creating content on social media is projected at 500 billion in the next 2 years. I think it's going to be sooner because everything's accelerating. And so right now you're making all the other platforms wealthy, which is fine. As a consumer, 99.9% of the people are consumers, not creators. But if there was an easy, lucrative way that's as simple as just sharing this with a few people a month that could create some pretty substantial income, would that interest you? And if it doesn't, that's fine too. But I guarantee you, um, a lot's going to happen in the next year that we're pretty excited about. So if you could get back to YouTube at day one, or Netflix at day one, or Patreon at day one, and go, hey, I was there at the beginning when YouTube had just a handful of videos and couldn't get anybody to come on. They didn't monetize anybody for 2 years, I think. Would you do it for a membership? I would. If I could go back in time, I would. I'd do all those. So it's just a simple affiliate plan, guys, which I'll explain. It's not a multi-level on purpose. I don't have any problem with that industry. Barb and I made a lot of money in that industry. We were some of the best in the world at it with some of you guys on here as well. But we realized it's a stigma. Um, I thought it made total sense when I saw it, to be honest with you. I was like, this is the coolest way to make money I've ever seen. But an affiliate plan is everybody has one. And so it's designed to attract the largest influencers, all the big influencers that we're sharing this with now. Um, now that the platform's up, they're very interested. And so like I said, you're going to see more and more content daily and some of these people coming on as we open it up, especially for user generated content here in July. But it's designed to attract them where we designed it to be the most lucrative basically way to monetize compared to the other platforms where they can monetize with a fraction of the people, which I'll show you here in a second, but also simple enough that the average person, like a single mom, I come from the single mom of 7 kids. I wish my mom would have had something like this because it would have been pretty simple. And it's just simple as sharing it with people who can in turn share it with people who can in turn share it with people. It's exactly how the internet works, guys. That's how things go viral. People are always like, how do you go viral? That people share it, share it, who share it. The cool part here is if you choose to, you can participate in the profit of the whole social media company. So think about if you could profit from YouTube and Netflix and Patreon, and you could be a part of that, where every person you refer to the platform, you get that piece of the pie. It adds up pretty fast. And so, like I said, every major company has one today: Amazon, Walmart, YouTube, Spotify, you name it. They all have one. Why? Because it's the best way to do it. It really is. And we just made sure ours is the best. We wanted ours to be the most generous, the most lucrative from day one. That was our motive basically. And some of you guys know we were reading The Map of Consciousness by David Hawkins, and Barb and I weren't that interested in doing it for ourselves. So we really weren't. But I read in there, it said, if you have an attitude of service that helps other people achieve their goal, other people focused, you have universal power and universal appeal. And I think we're the answer for a lot of the influencers because we've solved their biggest problem. How do I monetize? They're not chasing goofy algorithms where the big platforms change it all the time, or if they say one thing that's not quite right, all of a sudden they get deplatformed. Or we wanted people to have ownership of their content and their audience, where the audience could participate as well. So if you refer this to somebody, you share your link or you click on one of the videos and they become a member, you get 20% of that as long as they're a member, $7 every month. Everybody they refer, you get another 12% or just over $4. As soon as you have 10 personally referred customers or members, we just wanted a way to actually create more profit. We called it an influencer bonus. Is basically you get an extra 25% of um, everything that your personal referrals make. Now, like I said, just run the numbers yourself. If you get $7 for every personal referral every month, and this is some of the real-time stuff we're going to show you in the videos that you can show to creators, they'll get excited about because on YouTube, you need about 1,000 views to make $10 for the average person. One member makes seven here. Two members makes 14. And then they can share it with people where they get another $4 and then another 25%. So it can add up pretty fast, guys. Like I said, if you just want to casually do it and share this with a couple people a month, or some of you guys on here are put in 50 to 100 people already in July. So you can do some pretty cool things if you want. You can do it as fast or slow as you want. Now this gets really interesting if you are already a creator or an influencer. And let me just explain this. The average person, like I said, isn't an influencer, doesn't have a big audience. But everybody knows people who knows people who knows people who all of a sudden, oh, like we were in Aspen over the 4th of July and staying in a condo, and this lady was there, and and we just got started talking, and so we just said, "Hey, are you alone?" She's like, "Yeah, my kids aren't here," and she's retired, and I was like, "Why don't you come to dinner with us?" And so she came to dinner with us, and we start talking, and it's fascinating who she knows. She's like, "What do you do?" And we were kind of explaining it to her. She's like, "Oh, you need to talk to this person I know. You need to talk to this person." It's just fascinating how this opens up. Now watch this. If they're a micro influencer by like my son who has 122,000 subscribers, I think, which is not big, that's why they call it micro, or you have 1 million subscribers. Some of you guys are I know you've referred it to some of these people that we're having conversations with that have 20 million subscribers. Here's what's pretty cool. As much as um, they make or you think they make on the traditional platforms, they're typically tired. They typically have to keep producing reels and shorts and posting all the time to stay relevant. And they're desperate to create community. How do I create something residual? That's what they all want. This is ongoing, guys. They own the commissions. There's no algorithm to chase here. So think about that. If they get $7 for everybody they refer, just like a Patreon. What's different here, guys, is let's say I'm talking to a family tomorrow that's pretty influential that in business as well as if I said the name, you guys would know one of the the most successful rock bands in the world, literally. And so they have millions of followers. But if you go, hey, not only you get $7 a month for everybody you refer to as a private membership, a VIP club, nonprofits could take advantage of this if they want. It's the best way to fundraise. Hey, become part of our membership and have behind the scenes things or private things for them. But anyway, if they get $7 and then they realize, oh, these are my most loyal fans, my VIP members. You mean they can share and build my audience as well? Yes, that's the difference of Patreon. Not only can they bring in members and get $7 a month for every member, so you can run the math on that. Just ask them, how big they are. If they have 1 million subscribers, how many do you think they could bring in? 1%? I asked my son Samuel, he's got 122,000. I said, how many do you think you can bring in? 1%. He's like, oh yeah, people are already asking me, would you create a private channel to do art teaching and behind the scenes, how you paint this and how you match colors and all the different things he does that right now on Instagram. I said, we'll do the math. If he has 1,000 personal members and makes $7 per member, they can monetize on a fraction of what they're doing on the other platforms. Now, for you, if you brought that person in, remember, they would get the $7, but you would get $4 for everybody they bring in. That gets really rewarding. Oh, and by the way, remember, if you have 10 or more, you get another 25% of everything that influencer made. Now, if you are an influencer or a creator, you know other influencers. You know pretty much everybody in your space. They're no longer a competition, which is pretty cool. You can bring them in and go, hey guys, you should create a channel here. And they're connected to you for life. So think about that. All the other influencers that you bring in, as long as you have 10 personal members, you get an extra 25% of everything their memberships create for eternity. So the more everybody shares, the more everybody earns, which is pretty cool. So, we just wanted to be different. We just wanted to change social media. We think we have something really pretty special here. And said we're just over a week old and things are going really well. There were a couple of hiccups as we merged the two platforms. If you've ever been part of a beta, in fact, I was on with Patrick and some of these guys on a really pretty cool competitor to Zoom that will probably roll out to you guys here. And he's like, hey, we're in beta yet. If you've ever done tech, that's what you do. So you're at the beginning of the beginning. And I would be thankful. You've got something really special by the hands here. And more to come over the next week. Like I said, hopefully we'll get those videos out where you can share, whether it's just for the average person or you're sharing it with the content creator. But right now you could share this. We'll record this and put it in the back office for you. You could use these slides. They're in your tools section. So anyway, hopefully that helps, guys. God bless. We'll keep you in touch over the next couple weeks as things progress.